What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the AM, guys. Welcome back to 5 Minute Rants. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate the support, guys. Real quick, if you guys know somebody whose life would be better by listening to this show, they would be able to make more money, they would be able to actually start moving towards their dream, would you share this show with them? I appreciate it, guys. Well, last episode, I talked about really having a plan and a purpose for how to get out of doing the work that you don't want to do, right? And the purpose not just being the necessity to pay bills, the purpose not just being the necessity to provide for your family and pay bills. That's a miserable way to live. You need a purpose that's bigger than that. Where you want to go, what do you want to do with your life, your dream? How do you retire? How do you actually be financially free in life? Those sort of things. And then I talked about oftentimes the way to begin moving and the way to actually understand the next steps you need to take are to begin the process and the journey. Just start, okay? And that's actually what I want to talk about today. So growing up, I looked at life much as an adventure, and I thought this was normal. I thought it was very normal to look at life through an adventure, and this was my naivety with everything. I thought this is how everybody looked at life. Like, oh man, life is a massive adventure. I can be whatever I want to be. I can do whatever I want to do. It's limitless with the potential. I can go live wherever I want to live. I can have whatever job I want to do. And it doesn't matter what my skill set is. I can learn what I need to learn. And then I'll be able to live life the way I want to live. That being said, I always moved forward. One of my skill sets and strong suits is what Andrew and I call fire starter. Like I'm often first to start a fire, or I'm often first to start something and then to begin building momentum that way. Later on in life, I really realized that this is not normal, and that it's not normal to look at life as an adventure. You know, in my discussions with my wife, you know, we've talked a lot about this. She's like, I never saw life like that. And even with some of my close friends, never saw life as an adventure. It was just something to get by with or live or hope to pay the bills and maybe have kids and a house, and that was it. And it's like, oh, that's interesting. And the point of why I'm saying this is this. Oftentimes, we don't know what steps to take because we actually haven't started on the journey. If you're trying to plan out your life and figure out the purpose for your life, like what I talked about last episode, you're in a job or you're doing hard things that you have to do, but you don't know how to get out of them because you don't have a plan, and you're not sure how to plan or actually create a plan, the best way is to just begin the process. So the best way is to literally grab a sheet of paper and begin writing out what you want to do. And then begin writing down the steps. It doesn't matter if you know how to do this. It doesn't matter if you know how to think through this process. It doesn't matter if you know the right questions to ask yourself. What matters is starting. And if you take that first step, if you take step one and begin going down that path, all of a sudden the path will begin opening up to you, and you'll begin to see the rest of the path, to begin mapping out your life, to begin mapping out your exit strategy. How do you get out of a job that you have to work and is a stepping stone, but you're currently stuck in because you have no plan? Some questions to ask yourself when you're 40, when you're 50, and if you're in your 40s or 50s, great, just increase the numbers later. When you're in your 60s, where do you want to be? Why do you want to be there? And what does life look like? Map that out, craft it out. Some other questions. What do people think about you? What would the community say, your neighborhood say about you at that age? Where would you be? After that, okay, what kind of job do you have? What kind of financial provision do you have? And it might not just be a technical skill job. It might be like, oh, this is how much income I have coming in a month. Awesome. And then you break that down. How do you actually get a job that provides that income? What are the skill sets? And now you're starting to create a list of to-dos. Okay, to get those skill sets from the job I'm at now, what are my steps? Oftentimes, it's not lack of motivation that we have, it's lack of clarity. And we mistake lack of motivation for lack of clarity. We don't actually understand what to do. And the knowledge that is needed to understand what to do is often missing because we actually won't start without knowledge. See, we like to start things by knowing when it's safe or when it's not safe. We like to start on a journey only when knowing every step of the way through perfectionism. And that's horrible. I call it the perfect trap, that when you're trying to be perfect, know every step, know every detail, know all these things before you start, you'll never start and you'll actually never do it. So you get trapped in this perfect trap, trying to be perfect. Instead, it would be better to just start, acknowledge, cool, you don't know what you're doing, you're not good enough, but then start down that journey. And so going back, ask yourself those questions. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be at the end of your life? What does that look like? And then how do you get there? What kind of money do you need to make? And then how do you start making that money? What are the steps you need to actually increase your livelihood? What's out there? Well, anyways, guys, I'm out of time, so I'll catch you later. Peace.